Hi, and welcome to episode 13 of Body Language TV. I'm your host, Don Corey, and today we're not going to talk about shoes. Actually, I really wanted to, but there is an election heating up here locally in Belmont, Massachusetts for selectmen, and I'd really like to address that. So if it's okay with everybody out there, we'll come back to shoes at a later date. So, first thing I want to do is show you the three candidates that are running for selectmen. Here they are. Now, after looking at that, I'm sure everyone has a perception of each one of those three candidates and could vote based on that perception. Now, I think that I might be able to change some of your perceptions over this episode. The thing that a lot of local politicians don't understand is that they need to know how the voters are getting information about them. If it's in print media or just a picture, that is going to be the perception that people have of them. If they actually watch the debate on some local access, or if it's a larger election, if they watch the debate, let's say in a larger local market, then they're going to get a different perception than a still picture. For example, each one of these candidates had an interview on local access television over this past weekend. I'm only going to show you a 30-second clip of each one answering the exact same question. So, let's first take a look at candidate A. Let's take a look.
Tell us a little bit about your professional background and why you're running.
My background began, I graduated from Merrimack College and Northeastern University with a degree in history, a master's in history, during which time I also served as a National Guardsman and went to officer school and was an executive officer for an infantry company in Stoneham, Massachusetts. Around the same time, I began as a public school teacher in Chelmsford, Massachusetts, and gradually worked my way up the educational ranks and ended my career and retired as an assistant.
Now, let's take a look at candidate B.
Tell us a little bit about your professional background and why you're running for the Board of Selectmen.
I'm a director of operations at an engineering firm in Watertown, and I'm running for selectman because I have been watching things happen at the meetings, and I've been really frustrated with the progress that we're making. I don't feel that anyone is standing up for everyone. I think there's a lot of special interests that are getting focused on, and I want to use my management background that I have from my work at the selectman table.
And finally, let's take a look at candidate C.
Tell us a little bit about your professional background and why you're running for the board.
Well, thank you, Tony. Thank you, Christian. I welcome the opportunity to be here today with both of you and to have a discussion about my candidacy for the Board of Selectmen. I am a lifelong Belmont resident. I graduated from Belmont High School, class of 1972. I have three brothers, Tony, Lenny, and John, all graduates of Belmont High. My parents, who are seniors, still live in this community, so I have deep roots in this community. I care very deeply about it. Professionally, I'm a certified public accountant.
Now, let me ask you, has your perception changed about any of these three candidates? And would you have voted differently? Now, let's take a look at a still from each of the videos and also a still of each of the candidates again. Here you go.
So as a person running for political office, it's important to know where your constituents are getting their information from. If it's solely from print sources, pictures, and pamphlets, voters will make their decision based on a still image. However, if constituents get to see the candidates at a live event, such as a debate, a speech, a meet the candidates night, or an informal gathering in someone's home, they will get a much broader and more realistic picture to understand who the candidate is. A one-dimensional thin slice from a picture is not necessarily what candidates want to portray to the voting public. So I encourage everyone to attend local events and don't base your judgments on a snapshot.
Now, I'll put a link to the Belmont Media Center down below, so if you want to watch the full interview of each candidate, please feel free to do so. And if you happen to be in Belmont, Massachusetts, and you're watching this, on Thursday night, the 25th of March, there is actually going to be a debate and questions asked at the Chenery School. So I encourage everybody to come and really get a true picture of the candidates that you're voting for. So, as I said, perception is reality. Tomorrow, we're still going to talk about sports and body language and how that can affect the outcome. Thanks, everybody. Please comment on this episode, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.